Does your car sound like this when you're cranking it up? If so, that could mean you need a new battery. So the first thing you should do is take it to your local auto store and get your battery, starter, and alternator tested. In this case, I've done that, and they told me my battery needs to be replaced. And so, which case, this is causing the battery is not giving the starter enough power to crank up the car. So today I'll be showing you how to replace a battery on a 2009 Toyota Camry. So first thing we need to do is to take our post off our battery. Okay, when you're disconnecting the battery, it's always recommended to remove the negative side first and then the positive side. With the 09 Camrys, they should have the red cap on there, let you know this is your positive charge. The one without it would be your negative charge. So this is the one we're going to do first. So the first thing we need to do is to remove the little nuts here on the connectors. And so for that size, for 09 Camry, you'll need a 10mm metric set. 10mm metric set. I'm using a small stubby 10mm metric set. And so we'll use that to remove the post. All right, so we'll start. We'll put this on here and we'll just break it first. So once you unscrew the screw on the negative post with the 10mm metric wrench, you lift it up. And I recommend grabbing a nice dry cloth. I wouldn't use my hands with it, just avoiding injuries. So I'll lift it up and I'll wrap it and I'll move it off to the side. Okay, and then once that's off, we'll do the same with the positive charge. The nut, we're going to screw with the 10mm. We're going to go counterclockwise and it'll unscrew. So we'll fit this on here and just be very gentle with it to keep it from breaking. And it'll come off here. And the goal is not to take the whole nut off because you don't want to lose it, but just loosen it to the point you can lift the post off the battery, the cable off the battery. So I'm gonna loosen it right about to the nut gets to the end here, and as you see, it's starting to move a little bit. Right. Okay. So once we get about right there, I'm gonna grab my other dry microfiber cloth and lift this positive one up. Okay. Since it's not lifting up, I'm just gonna screw it just a little more. Give me a little more wiggle room. Like I said, you don't want to unscrew all the way and lose the nut. You'll be in trouble. So once you get that up, it comes right off. And also like that. With this being the positive charge, this obviously is the hot side, so you don't want this to touch any metal. So I'm gonna wrap this one with a cloth too and just kind of move it out the way. All right, so next with the same metric wrench there, we need to unscrew this nut right here. So this is your bar that goes across the battery that keeps the battery in place when you're driving, obviously. So I'm gonna start from this side over here. So same deal, we'll just put it over here and we'll just start unscrewing it. So once you get this nut off on this side, we'll work on this one, because obviously if you just get one side off, it still doesn't give you the room here. So the bar is connected with these two nuts here. You still want to use your 10mm metric and just slowly get it loose. You don't want to move it too fast. And once you get it loose enough, you can use your hand to unscrew it there. All right, and be really careful when it comes off to not lose it. Okay, see that there? This bar will just slide right. Lift it up here. Let me put this in my pocket because I don't want to lose it. And see that? Right off. All right, so once that's off, I'm gonna get me some gloves just because I care about my hands here. And so I got my positive and negative off. I got my bar cross off. And so we're just gonna lift it straight up and out. Old battery is gone. So we'll just grab our new battery here And if you remember, you gotta remember which side. The positives on your left side, your negatives on the right side. Make sure you please put those back exactly how they are. And we'll just pick up our new battery. About 70 pounds, so make sure you can lift it. So you gotta sit it right on that frame there. Okay, positive side this side, negative side of that side, and then we'll just reverse our steps. Putting our bar on last, well, excuse me, bar on first, post on last. All right, so it should just fit. And the good thing is you want to make sure, always get the same battery. Don't get a smaller battery to try to save money. Get the right size battery for your car, because if you don't, you're gonna have to make some modifications when trying to fill it in there. So remember the hole here, that nut, we'll start it and we'll just screw it in with our hands. Make sure it's in before you let it go. Okay, that's in. We'll get our other one, put it in a safe spot so you won't lose it, which I did. And we'll put it on this side right here. Use your hands to kind of just get it started. I don't want to lose it. Okay, and before you get it real tight, just make sure your battery is kind of sitting on there good the way you want it. That's about where I want it right there. Okay, once you tighten it with your hands there, you want to go back to your wrench and go ahead and give it a nice strong tighten. See, it's still kind of moving, so it's not tightened there. I'm gonna work on this side, kind of hold it down. I got some more room with my hands. Make sure you wash your hands after this, guys. Run the bar under the handle, with the battery. All right, so now we're gonna put back on our connectors. Positive on the red side, negative on the black side. New battery has the caps for you, so we're just gonna pop these off. Remember, when we're disconnecting, we're negative first, positive second. When we're reinstalling, we're gonna do our positive first and negative second. This one's a little tight. All right. So you just go back to your positive strap here, and we're just gonna lay it nice and easy. You might get a little spark. Nice and easy. Okay. Make sure it's pushed down. All right, you're gonna grab your metric wrench. So we're gonna just tighten this bad boy up. I'm gonna use this just to protect my hands. Make sure your wrench don't fall out your hands and it falls down inside the hood, and you're pretty much screwed if that happens, unless you got another one. You have your positive side on there, as you can see, nice and tight there, no wiggle. I'm gonna go to our negative side. All right, it's wrapped in this nice cloth, nice and safe, protected, and just gonna kind of lift it up and put it over that negative post there. Make sure it's kind of pushed down, nice and good, and then you're gonna start reconnecting the tightening up the nut so that post is not loose and wiggly. So got my positive on, negative on, both nice and tight. Got my two brackets on so my battery isn't moving. So if you remember in the beginning of the video how my car sounded while when we started, now since we got our battery on, we're gonna start it up this time and let you know how it sounds. All right, so just want to make sure. And as you see, the difference from starting it when it barely had any juice and to now with a new battery is giving the starter plenty of juice. You get it cranked. I have a nice good battery on there, 725 cranks, and you should be good to go. Any questions, just leave them in the comment section, and like, comment, subscribe.